Welcome to another episode of That's Right. I'm your host, Chris Voss. Today, it's my pleasure to welcome Curt Shewell. Curt is a friend and business partner. He's the director of Growth Z Realty in Detroit, Michigan, and he's a leader of the Team Impact at eXp Realty. Curt.
Chris.
Good to see you, brother.
Great to see you, my friend.
All right, so is it a ridiculous idea if you share with our viewers a little bit about your business and your journey?
Sure, that's easy. I've been in real estate for 20 years, and one of the things that I found in my career, from selling from new construction where I first started, all the way through building a brokerage, building an independent brokerage, to building teams, everything has evolved. And what's happened lately in real estate, technology's really taken it over. And as an old guy, I had a lot I had to learn. So it's a whole new world today.
What caused you to get started on this journey?
When I have 5 kids, and my oldest daughter, Stephanie, when she was sick, she was 8 years old, she got sick. When she was 11, she went to heaven. And during that period of time, I took a leave of absence from my position. I was a regional vice president at Honeywell, and they were a great company. I took 6 months off, and then another 5 months later, we were pretty much broke and in very desperate need of an income, and you go broke very quickly. So what ended up happening, these guys showed up at my house. They were from a charity, and they asked me if they could help me and maybe pay a bill or two. And I said, I'm too far gone for that. I said, I don't need a handout. I need a hand up. And what I meant by that was I told him I needed a miracle job. And he said, what's a miracle job? And I just told him I could sell anything. It's not, it's just sales. But I needed something with a very large, big ticket item, huge commission attached to it, and the ability to get a phone call that says, hey, we've got to go out of town for research or trying to go to these different hospitals. And I need to be gone for 6-8 weeks at a time. So I needed a job that would welcome that, allow me to leave, finish and close my deals, of course, and pay me while I'm gone, and then welcome me with open arms when I returned. And I said, that's a miracle job. So if you could help me find that miracle job, I'm your guy. And the next day, he actually called me, and I took a call from his son, who is a vice president of sales at Pulte Homes. And I started in new construction the very next day, and I sold my house on that same first day.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, so today, what are some of the common challenges that the people you work with face?
I think the biggest challenge in real estate today is everything's shifted to technology. So real estate, which was usually, historically, for over 100 years, 120 some years, real estate was always done at a brick and mortar type office. And that's how real estate was done. Well, today it's a technology driven business, because you meet your clients where they are. We teach this, right? Make sure that you always meet your clients where they are. Their clients are all online. So knowing that the clients are online, you have to be online with them. So this is where the industry has shifted and changed. And that's where these big companies have come out. And this is where the Zillows became powerful. They're a cloud-based brand that allows people to reach them directly, and they can go through them. They don't have to go through brick and mortar offices. So the biggest challenge in the industry today is for real estate agents, where to work. The brick and mortar model, it's kind of like Netflix and Blockbuster. Blockbuster is your traditional franchise model. The traditional franchise models are going away. They're downsizing. They're losing agents, they're losing market share, and they're losing revenues. That's the biggest challenge. So for agents of today, they have to meet their clients where they're at. Well, those type of models don't typically work well in the industry-driven real estate business of today. So they're switching to cloud models like Netflix when they put Blockbuster out of business. Cloud-based companies have a lot of breadth. They can reach people in different ways and provide so much more for an agent than they had in the past. And that's why they've grown so fast.
All right, so the people you work with today, what kind of strategies do you use to understand, to diagnose what their needs are?
Well, the first thing I do is when I talk to an agent about what brokerage they're at, or is there a better need, or is there a better value to them at another brokerage, first thing I ask them is, what would be the one thing specifically that if their brokerage did for them today, you would stay there forever, you would never leave? And most of them will tell you that what they want support, they need training, they want leads, they want an opportunity of ownership, and they want to share in the revenue. So these things here, well, ownership and sharing revenue don't exist for traditional brokerages. They only exist today in these cloud type settings. The other pieces, the training, the leads, and the support is really the culture. And so what they specifically want is they want to feel part of something. It's hard to leave somebody at a brokerage that you like. It's easy to leave when you're upset or you're ticked off with them. That's easy. But the reality is that they stay put, even though financially it's not in their best interest. There is no exit strategy. So when I talk to them about what is your exit strategy, and we dig deep there, and I can go layers and layers and deep, I apply the HEAT method to them. Hear them out, empathize, apologize, take action. So by hearing them out, I know what their needs are. I know where their pain is. And when you can understand where their pain is, now you can really help them. So then the empathy part is, hey, I worked at those same brokerages. I worked for the big franchises. I worked for the small mom and pops. I worked at those as well. So being that I've been there with them, I've been in the same fight, they understand that I do know where they're coming from. And once you realize that, my value becomes much bigger to them. So once I can provide value to them and I can show them the ability that you can have all of those things at a brokerage that can provide that for them, that becomes much more welcoming to them. Now they'll pay more attention. Now they're really open to having that. So then I take them down. I'm sorry that it took you this long to figure it out. It took me that long too. And I show them that, hey, I made the same mistakes. And then the taking action part is we can do this together. And I create an environment where I can help them with that. And that's what we look to do.
All right, so that's a discussion of the general strategies.
Okay.
So are you against sharing a time when you specifically, what did you specifically say to use tactical empathy in a specific instance?
Sure. So let me give you a specific example of what I did. So an agent came to me and he said, listen, I'm really loyal to the brokerage I'm at, and I feel like I should be there. I've been there for 15 years. And he said, what could you really do to help change that for me? And I said, well, what are you looking for in a value proposition? What they were looking for in an exit strategy is they have to be able to do the real estate. It was, you sell a house, you get paid a commission. That's all you get. And he said, yes, but I'm on my own. I'm in business for myself by myself. And I said, well, the reality is you don't have to be. So what I was able to do is show them the empathy and show them that, hey, if we did this together, we could go a lot further. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to do this together, we can go much further. And then he said, well, how would that work? So I showed him where he could actually have 7 business partners the day he started. So what we created is an environment where when you join with our brokerage in our community, you now have people to give you the support. You now have those tools. There's 7 different lead generation system tools that we put in place for them. We give them ownership in the company upon their first sale. So they specifically get ownership in the company that's tangible, that they can have immediate, so they can see it, so they can taste it, they can smell it, now they know it's real. And then we give them the ability to actually share in the revenue as you build your brokerage. The problem is real estate agents, they want freedom. The reality is you don't get freedom, you get flexibility. So what we do is show them how they can actually have freedom. Freedom takes money. So you have to be able to be financially secure, and then you have to accumulate wealth. So what we do is we show them a process where I literally take them step by step right through how I will help them build their brand. I will help them build their brokerage. I will help them market themselves and take themselves to a completely different level. Now what I can do is actually help them accumulate wealth. You go from having income to having residual income. If you leverage properly, you can get that. And then from the residual income, after leverage, you teach them how to scale. So I literally walk them through the process of how I will teach them how to scale their business. And I've done it very effectively. I've got 3,600 agents across the country scaling their business, having passive income as well as residual income, as well as the ability to sell.
All right, impressive. All right, so that's right, is what somebody says when they feel heard and understood by you. When what you said to them, they believe is a complete truth. They bond with you, the relationship's been established.
Yeah.
Are you against sharing a moment where you got a that's right? Tell people understand how it works and what it sounds like in everyday life.
Yeah, the way it sounds like when I go through the step-by-step process that I go through, and it's typically, honestly, it takes between 30 to 45 minutes to go through where their pain really is, because they don't want to tell you where their pain is because they feel that's a sign of weakness themselves. So when I take them down that path, or I show them that I had that same pain, that we are coming from the same, we typically can get on the same side of the street. So I call it a pivot, where we come from here to here. And when I took them through that, what I've actually been able to do is get them to agree that what they want is the same thing that we all want. What I get them to agree is the things that are the challenges for us are the same challenges we all face, the same, that we're all one and the same, that we all still have to recognize what we're dealing with. When I take them down the path, showing them that I'm here to help them actually build it, and show them that it's not, you have to pick me or them, it's picking what's right for you. And when I can help them understand the value in it for them and what's right for them, then when we go down the question and say, is this exactly what you're looking for? And they go, yeah, that's right. Is this what you'd like it to be? And they say, well, yeah, that's exactly how I want it to be. And then for me, the that's right moment is when they say, what's the next steps? And when I take them down that path, I've been very effective with that, getting them to, all right, what's the next steps look like? That's right. That's when I know we've done it right. They understand it. I understood them, they understood me, and now we're doing this together.
All right, beautiful. All right, Curt, people want to learn more about you. They want to figure out how they could work with you. How do you want people to follow up with you?
Easiest way, CurtisShewell.com, CURTIS, Curtis Shewell, SHEWELL.com. It's the easiest way to get me. All my socials are out there. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. They're all right there.
All right, very good. Thank you for being here today. It was amazing. I know people are going to love what you have to say.
Hey, thank you so much.